to go further than Judge Joe Fisher's document because he does not refer to any evidence, and this is why he is being corrected. Okay, now, hi, I'm Director Marlon Green, and I'm introducing to you filing a civil rights complaint. Well, we still live in challenging times, and I can tell you that a lot of things that are supposed to be done have not been done. And I'm going to show you in a series of slides why this came to be. Now, I would mention more about the previous documents, but it seems as though they are not taking them into account anyways. So why should we keep submitting things, wasting our time and our money, tolerating people who do dishonorable practices? Okay, I want to give out some pointers here. Never trust anyone until they have proven themselves consistently. Public officials have no choice, rather will or will not follow laws. Do not let them intimidate you. File inquiries often. Hold them accountable. Never take their word. Instead, do your own research. Because what's going on today is a lot of nepotism and favoritism. And from my personal experience, when you have a lot of problems at an organization, prolonged problems, and you've tried everything except change the people, those are the problems. You have to change the whole culture, meaning get rid of people. Okay, filing a civil rights complaint. And look at here. This is basically getting familiar with the documents. And this is the document and the complaint sent to multiple agencies. Okay, this is the complaint, and in its detail it explains the protective class and the rights that they have. And to consolidate its consistent message, I urge you to look at the bottom of those numbered bullets. This is exactly what they've done. Okay, the Americans with Disability title laws goes into detail, and this is the reference that I used to come up with the response that I did. And see, in order for a judge's work to be honorable, they have to respond to the pleadings that was submitted by the plaintiff. If a judge does not consider the evidence or shows favoritism towards the other party in considering the evidence, this must be carefully looked at. And this is another violation that explains in detail the behavior that federal employees, including judges and court officers, must adhere to. These are the laws that they are sworn to uphold, even though they have other individual and group oaths that they hold above and beyond the oath that they have taken to serve the United States courts or United States District Courts to the best of their ability. If they keep making mistakes, they are not performing to the best of their ability. With all of this favoritism going on, you can hardly get anything done. And here again, it goes into detail what exactly what was done and what was not done to justify filing this type of complaints. And you can see in the middle of the page each and every violation that they make are noted. And not only that, the judges play these games, and the courts and the lawyers play these games by writing all of this gibberish, all of these citings, and all of these laws that they do not honor. They bounced this Facebook case around to 3 different judges and still gave me a dishonorable decision. The reason the honorable decision was enacted is because people are not paying attention to what these public officials are doing that is illegal or unethical. You have an obligation to tell the Judiciary Commission, the federal court chief judge, the civil rights and the equal opportunity agencies, and relay them exactly what violations they have committed and why your complaint is justified based on their actions. Because a lot of people these days, they will make mistakes and blame it on others rather than them fessing up, taking responsibility, correcting, and moving on. Those days are not these days, because these days people are very lazy, and many of them have jobs obtained by their genital skills and not their administration and comprehensive skills. Another reason why they get away with this is because they hire their girlfriends, they hire their family members, and they hire their friends, and at the same time block highly competitive or highly rated or highly qualified people to the back of the line and put the adverse selection to the front of the line based on their genital skills and not their administration skills. Because a lot of these people are hypocrites, and a lot of these old school so-called leaders are degenerates. They would rather hire women than hire real men. And that's what the style and the fad is these days. And real men are obligated to start speaking up, because they will hire sissies that are single before they hire a real good dad. And that is ridiculous. And another example, Ryan Seacrest does not deserve all of those contracts. People will much rather see Michael Strahan. But that's another story, but is an example of what I'm giving you. And see, on this page, I'm explaining where exactly that the file that is in question is, in addition to its file number. And so when you add these files, you must be consistent. And that this particular file with Facebook, Judge Ramirez, Judge Fish, and Judge Stickney clearly have their heads up their asses if they can't find these documents, and when they find these documents, admit and correct mistakes. Because most white people are not going to tell their own people not to do wrong things, not to exploit people, not to hurt people, because directly or indirectly they benefit. You bitches have medical, dental, vacation, 401k. I don't have none of that shit. And why you all keep excelling over me and I'm more accomplished is because of these weak ass men and these hypocritical ass public officials, including judges and other court officers. Don't take this shit off of them. They must acknowledge these documents. They must process and support court documents, whether they want to or not. This shit is not negotiable unless you let them get away with shit like this. Don't blame African Americans, blame yourself.